So thank you very much. Thanks everybody for joining. So I'm Colin. I am the product lead background. We have been live for about 2 months now. So thank you everybody that's in this room that I see that's already talked to us and joined that since we've started. Uh, we started with Makina with kind of a simple idea. So we are a DeFi execution engine. What does that mean? So we've heard a lot in the last panels talking about building different innovations. And what we've seen is a lot of fragmentation. Part of this fragmentation meant that it's more difficult to actually put positions on, take them off. And what you need is a really controlled unit that brings security for our execution. So when people like to talk about vault infrastructure, you really lean into this. See if my slides work. They do. Thank you very much. So one of our big recognitions was that DeFi was not built for institutions. I know a lot of you that I see around the room have been here for a while. We all remember how DeFi started. Some of us in 2016, 17, we saw the beginnings of DeFi. And this was this emergence of do everything yourself. DeFi has since become much more complex. We've also seen DeFi attract a lot more people that have come in from institutions. We hear about this across the industry. Institutions are coming, institutions are here. I don't care where you sit. It's around that. Our recognition is that institutions and other users need to have somebody who is specialized, that knows how these markets work, so that they don't lose their money. They recognize new innovations, they recognize where new opportunities are, and they're able to access them. They could be professional managers. They could be on-chain allocators, which would be retail users on one end of the spectrum to very professional entities on the other end of the spectrum. We've also seen an emergence of AI agents that are starting to come in. And I know that we have a lot of speakers in these two conferences talking about how they're using AI. We are unopinionated bots. We take a version of how we manage risk that allow our new framework that manages all the interactions in a secure manner so that AI agents, the professional managers, so that anybody come in and have security and safety in how their money is being managed on chain. What do we say? Makina, as I said, DeFi execution engine, we are somewhat in the vault interspace. We don't actually offer strategies. When I talk about one of our project partners, we allow these partners, risk curators, as we hear in other protocols, come in and manage effectively. Travel different EVM chains, travel different protocols. We allow cross-protocol, cross-chain interactions that are safe, that can be deployed quickly, and that don't rely on a central party to decide what you can and can't do, which means we can reduce risk, reduce concentration, things that we've seen recently in the market. How does this work? We have a non-custodial architecture. This is something you hear a lot in the space, but this is very important for us. Money should not sit with one individual entity. You should be able to grab it. Cross-chain settlement. We've seen an emergence of opportunities across chains. It's not currently economically viable for a lot of these opportunities to have their own instance in another chain, especially when they're new, especially when those chains may not be around. So being able to move money across a different chain, seize that opportunity, and move it back into mainnet or wherever else is very important. Atomic execution. We need to be able to do complex things. We're seeing more and more DeFi protocols. We're seeing flash loans. We're seeing looping. We're seeing very complex strategies where people are trying to make money. Again, if we don't want to see concentration, we need to allow these things to flow together. We're building Lego building blocks for DeFi for a reason. We need to manage our money the same way. This brings us to composability. As I said, we're seeing new opportunities. These things emerge almost on a monthly basis, if not more often. Sometimes a bit less, like right now. We need to be able to seize those opportunities when they're there. That's how you make money. If your job is to curate risk, you need to know where that risk is, and you need to be able to get the money there safely and get it back out safely. Brings me to on-chain risk management. We heard from one of our earlier panels talking about being able to move money out without any controls is something that just should not be acceptable. We completely agree. This is something that needs to be done on-chain, needs to be enforced on-chain. It needs to have accounting so you can see on-chain what your position is worth. You cannot rely on somebody just deciding from an Excel spreadsheet what your position is worth. Integrate with everything. We are very proud that everybody that's coming in here that's building DeFi protocols, we can instantly interact at the execution level of any EVM chain. This allows us to move to those node opportunities. This allows us to integrate within hours, if need be, anything new. And the way that we do this is through a very novel structure. Rather than building adapters, like what we've seen with some of the other protocols out there, we run through what we call a caliber. And this Caliber is a state machine that's on-chain that allows for rich interactions through a scripting language that is completely on-chain to deal with any of these things. It's a novel approach in how we deal with it. It's built off the back of an open source project called Wayroll. I like to call it fancy multi-call, although our engineers tell me that's not good enough. Really importantly, we couple this with our risk management policy. Where are we? As I said, we launched about 2 months ago in our pre-launch phase. We're starting to onboard new risk curators, new operators, as we like to call them. We're looking forward to announcing shortly our first operator that we're looking forward to bringing on in Q1, outside of our pre-launch partner. And then we'll be growing coming into the next year. So if you're around, this is something we're definitely talking to people about, have lots of these conversations going on, have learned a lot about what you do and don't like. So would love to hear what you think. For our pre-launch, our launch partner, our design partner was Dialectic. We're very proud to say that we were the first entity to bring them on chain. We've learned a lot about how they work. They've learned a lot about how to build a protocol. So it's been a really great thing to do together. Very proud to say that we have, I haven't checked the market this morning, but about 100 million in TVL. Some of that's in Bitcoin and ETH, that we have launched so far in the last 2 months. This has all been done organically. This has come in through a variety of different places. Very excited to work with all these partners. And for those of you in the room that are part of this, thank you very much. We're currently in our season 1, which will continue where we're going. And as I said, we'll be onboarding new partners coming up. Another very important thing about what we do is we believe that vaults themselves need to be composable. Not only what goes into the vault, but we've seen a lot of these vaults out here that are usable as tokens. We hear the promise about ER 4626. We want to put this in reality. We want people to actually use these. So we've actively stimulated liquidity inside of Curve. We've actively worked with Pendle to list these markets so that users can trade yield and fixed term on these individual assets, speculate on how much money the Dialectic guys can make. We're also looking to work with Morpho and Euler for listings there. And we've been partnering with an L2 Inc. To bring that over to their chain. These things are very important. Bringing assets in, making them usable, making them movable is something that we're very proud of, and we think it has a lot of opportunity. Thank you very much. Would love to hear more from you. You can follow us on Makina, makina.finance. Our website is not on Cloudflare, so it still works this morning. So definitely come check us out. Thank you very much.